the bare bones of this movie. I told you guys that I really liked the bare bones, and what I mean by that is it's not over the top. You don't have your typical vampire perks in this. You don't have the holy water. You don't have the stake through the heart.
Nope.
You don't have the cross. I mean, a little bit of the cross, but not like what it became,
Right,
like,
yeah.
Be gone, evil one.
Yeah.
You don't have any perks. This is the bare bones. This is, what the fuck is this creature? We've never heard about it before. We don't know. And I appreciated this because in so many vampire films, it's like, they already know what a vampire is. They just don't believe in it.
Right.
In this film, they
don't know what the fuck it is.
They don't know what it is, so it's bare bones.
And that's what I appreciated also. I don't know if you noticed, but the crosses that they did bear didn't touch Dracula.
Yeah.
Like, they were just holding them, but they didn't know to actually put it on Dracula.
Yeah,
because they were just men of faith.
Right.
And I really appreciate that attention to detail.
The next thing was, this goes back to atmosphere, which is the production. Everything in this movie looked pretty good, pretty authentic. The ship was amazing looking.
Yeah.
Out at sea, you actually believed that this ship was out at sea.
Right.
A lot of times you can watch a film and you can tell, oh, this is shot in a studio. You can tell, I mean, if this was shot on a studio, I'm sure some of the interior shots were in a studio.
Yeah.
But they did such an awesome job, and it didn't do what a lot of films do. This film had every opportunity to make those scenes that should be dark, unwatchable. A lot of horror films do that to where you can't see a goddamn thing. And they could have easily done this on a ship. They didn't.
Have.
They didn't. You could see everything. You could, even with the accents, everything was clear. It was nothing like, what'd he say? What'd he say? Oh, I'm going to have to get the DVD and listen to the subtitles.
I'm almost 100% with you on that one. There's, towards the beginning, I was a little thrown off because I didn't pay attention because they were at a German port. And then, I was noticing there was a German accent, British accent, and it was, throwing me off real quick. And I didn't hear a couple things, but as the movie progressed, I didn't have any problem.
Yeah. And another thing I loved about it is no one was safe in the film. There's usually where you can watch a movie and you go, okay, there's no way that this person or that person will get killed or whatever. That's not the case in this. Anybody could have got killed. No holds barred. Everybody's up for grabs.
Yeah, this movie started with the end at the beginning. I don't know if anybody out there likes that, but, when you start a movie with the end of the movie, but it's, and they did a good job. They kind of threw a curveball there at the end because of our main guy, what's his name? God, it's fucking chapping my ass.
He's a fucking, he's a black dude. That's the surgeon.
Surgeon.
If you go watch this film and you can't figure
Clemens.
out... Yeah, if you can't figure out who he is, I got a perk for you. He's the only black guy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Corey Hawkins is his actual name, but he plays Clemens in the movie. There. I had to look it up, people. I'm sorry. I wasn't prepared for that. But yes, Corey is amazing.
Yeah, he's a really good actor.
Damn it.
The next thing is there's no horror movie that's come out this year that's like this film. We've gotten a lot of ghosts, a lot of possession, a lot of spookiness, haunted house type of deals this year. And this film was different. It was different because it was, first of all, it's a creature feature, but it's not your regular creature feature. It's more of a dread drama mixed in with horror, and you actually have a creature in it. And anyway, the last thing I got for all the good and the great things about this is we did our 6-month first half of the year review. As the second half has went on, and I know it's only 2 months into the second half, I was getting worried because I hadn't seen a film that I really sunk my teeth into in the second part of the year.
Yeah.
This is the first one that I can honestly say, wow, that's a good one right there. And my prediction is, I don't know, but when we do our year-end review, I'm pretty sure this one is probably going to be in the top 10. No doubt about it.
Yeah, I could possibly see this in the top 10. So far, out of the movies that I've watched, I know we're only 2 months into it, but I've watched a couple more that you haven't. Like You're Killing Me, I watched that today. But, yeah, this might be top 5, actually, for me.
Yeah, right now,
honestly.
Right now it's top 5 for me, but we'll see when The Exorcist and The Nun and all that stuff come out later this year, but right now I'm sitting at Evil Dead, Rise, Renfield, and Last Voyage of the Demeter sitting at number 3 right now for me.
Yeah, so, it can all be disrupted. We still have a lot more films to come out this year.
Yeah.
Lord.
Well, my next category is things that I think could have been better about the film. And, it's not many, It's not many. It's not as much as all the things I listed good about it. So that's a good thing. So anyway, one thing that I think they could have done a little bit better was the atmosphere was good. I think it could have been a little bit more tension between when the characters got attacked by Dracula.
Yeah, I felt the tension got slacked a lot.
Yeah, I think they were going with a this comes out of nowhere type of deal. So,
right.
But I think they could have built it up, the tension a little bit different or a little bit better. And that goes with my next thing. I really like the score of the film, but I think that they could have used the score better in certain places in this film. And I think if they would have used the score a little bit better in certain places, that could have built up the tension. So that kind of goes hand in hand.
I could agree with that.
Another one is the characters were great. I just wish that they would have had a little bit more sense of urgency. After like the first 2 people are killed, they kind of just go along with what they're doing.
Yeah.
I think, and I understand it was still a story to be told there, but I thought that it could have had used a little bit more urgency, like, get a little worried here.
Right.
And my last thing that could have been better is a very simple thing. The kills in it were pretty good. I wish it was a little bit more variation of the kills. A lot of this was flyby, slit of the neck, or a bite. And I understand that this is a Dracula film, and they didn't set out to make a gore film. They said the story was first and foremost.
Right. I
just wish that it was a little bit more variation of kills, because it's not like the kills are repetitive. It's just, I would have liked to see, something else.
Right.
If this guy got it because his neck was slit, can we do something else with this one instead of, same thing? But those are very minor things.
Right.
And finally, I only have 2 things about this film that I thought was bad.
Okay.
And they're really nitpicking at best. And first of all, I could have used a little less CGI on the vampire creature.
That is my biggest problem with this movie.
But I know that there was a lot of practical stuff in this film, and I know it was CGI in it, and in this day and age, it's almost impossible not to have a smidge of CGI or something, especially if you're going to make a Dracula and he's going to fly in the air and do all this stuff. I think the CGI, that's where they used the CGI better. Like when the fog was there and you just saw the shadow going through, like that's the best use. When you get close up on Dracula, I could have used a little less CGI, a little bit more practical. but it didn't turn me off of the film because of the story and everything. So
Yeah.
it's just a little nitpick, little less CGI. And the final thing is, I appreciate the story. I appreciate everything, but it was a little bit too much of a slow burn. I think that they could have easily cut out 5-6 minutes of some dialogue and replaced it more with maybe some, action scenes. And like I said, getting that score to make you feel anxious, to make you feel, okay,
Right.
here we go. It was a little bit of a slow burn. It's not going to be one of those films where you immediately want to rewatch it because you think it's a long film.
Right.
So cut out 5-6 minutes of some dialogue, because some of the dialogue was, it wasn't repetitive, but it was repeated a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this voyage is doomed, that type of speech.
Yeah.
We didn't need 2 or 3 characters saying that. We only need one. You know what I'm saying? But, I had way more good things about this film. Only a few things that I thought could have been better, and only about 2 bad things in this film.
Well, I agree with you for the most part. We actually kind of waited. We saw this Friday, right?
Yes, we saw this Friday, and
Yeah.
this is a Sunday, so this is
It's-
only 2 days later, so we've had time to actually think about what we want to say
And
about it.
y'all be getting this either Monday or Wednesday. I'm not sure when I'm going to upload this, but the CG. Okay, I'll start with the good things. For the majority of the good things, I agree with Todd. The cast, the acting, the plot, everything was perfect. Just great, like a breath of fresh air. Honestly, the character development was the biggest thing for me that I feel like a lot of films these days lack a lot in. You don't get to build up, characters, and if you relate with them, you're gonna feel for them. And if you feel for them, if you decide to kill them, it's gonna be devastating. And and you need stuff like that. You need the interaction. You need that connection with the audience. And I got that with this movie. 100%. Like when the spoiler, when the little boy dies because he gets bit, it was effective. Like, it bothered me. Like, there was even people in the audience going, "Oh no." I knew that this movie was good right then. As far as nitpicking, the CGI was a little bit too much for my taste. If you're a regular listener to this, or you know us personally, I'm a big proponent of practical effects over special effects. It's the reason why I think From Dusk Till Dawn has like the best looking vampires. Like, they're just fucking badass looking and scary. American Werewolf in London, the most scariest fucking werewolf. And these are all practical effects. And I feel like this was a missed opportunity to present us with a practical effect Dracula.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Like I said, when Dracula's flying or doing his thing, I understand.
Right,
You're going to
yeah.
need CGI, but the actual look,
Yeah,
I
like
think-
him killing people or him like being face to face with someone,
yeah,
make it practical. Like,
yeah.
anybody that's out there, I'm a little under the weather, so my voice is going to be cracking and stuff like that.
But like you said,
But-
with Dusk Till Dawn,
Yeah.
that was the perfect blend of CGI and vampires, because when you had the close-up of them, that was them in makeup.
Right.
But when their heads blew up or whatever the fuck, obviously it was CGI.
Yeah.
But at least it was practical before it was CGI, not
Right.
just a complete CGI type of deal.
Like, I know that you have to use CGI, but use it when it's necessary.
Yeah. And it's almost like, man,